Welcome back, guys, to UC Vapor. Today we'll be reviewing the Kanger Subtank, the original, not the mini. But I do have the mini, and I will review it. Anyway, some things that come with it is you get these. Drop that one. You get these two extra coils right there. You can see that really good. And you get all the RBA section, which also comes with two coils already pre-installed, but they're not in there because I've already used them. And they're not bad. And one thing I do like about this company that they did include to show you with their coils is this right here. It gives you a caution because you are using organic cotton, which by the way that comes with the RDA. And with that, it tells you got the OCC coil heads, organic cotton coil. Organic cotton is made in Japan, so you got Japanese organic cotton. And here's the installation steps. When you're installing this into your Clearo, not an RBA coil. Well, you should do this in RBA as well, though. Drip 2 to 3 drops of E-juice into the top center of OCC head before screw into tank. Fill tanks with E-juice and install coil to tank. Wait 30 seconds before vape. It's not a long time, and actually you get a pretty good vape off of it. And it gives you a little picture, and there it is, as you can see, plain as day. Okay, so now that we got that out of the way, here's the original box part of it, which other than that, and if you want to know what it does, you just pop it in like that. And the back of the box says this kit contains Subtank, one sub-ohm 0.5 coil, range 15 to 30 watts, one OCC 1.2 coil, range 12 to 25 watts, 4 RBA coils, like I said, 2 already installed, and you got the other 2 backup, 1 RBA tip connector, 1 RBA base, 1 screwdriver, 2 screws, 1 manual, 1 beauty ring. Yes, you do get a beauty ring. And the description of this tank is the revolutionary Subtank hybrid, the first of its kind, giving you the freedom to switch between Kanger's newly designed organic cotton coil heads, OCC, and a new rebuildable atomizer head, which by the way comes with it, other than the fucking the Delta 2. Excuse my language, but it's stupid in my opinion that they do that. Make you charge you $12, $14 for that, by the way, which I forgot to include in the last video. Stupid. But anyway, you might as well just go out and buy a Subtank. That's just my opinion. OCC makes use of organic cotton as wick, which is much healthy. It's supposed to be healthier, but with just a few twists, you can switch from a convenient vaping experience to getting down and modify by making your own coils and choosing your own wicks to your pleasure. Pretty simple. Keep caution, keep out of reach of children. Keep away from high temperatures. Do not use a Subtank if you're under the age of 18. Do not smoke the Subtank more frequently. That is actually what it says. Do not smoke the Subtank more frequently. I don't even know what that means. But if you're gonna vape it, you're gonna want to vape it frequently anyway. But anyway, this is the part that holds it. And then here's a little manual that comes with it. By the way, I hate these manuals. They're like, as you just read the back of that was stupid. It says the same thing of what this contains. It gives you diameter 25 millimeters, which yes, we'll get into that. Length is 56 with the OCC, 55 with the RBA. Weight 94 G. The 55 millimeter does not include tip and connector though. Weight is 94 G, 94 grams. That's the OCC. Capacity 6 mil. Yes, with the dual coil OCCs. 4.2 mil for RBA. Spring loaded 510. Yes. Which has that for battery, which has 510 spring loaded, so it can fit every device. Strengthened, that's 510 connection. Strengthened Pyrex glass, that is true, and we'll get into that as well. And new reliable airflow, we'll get into that as well. Then it just shows you what you need to do with the RBA section. How to wick it if you don't know already. How to assemble your shit. Placing the atomizer and filling E-juice. Adjusting the airflow. Change the RBA. And it gets into caution. OCC must not dry burn. User needs to ensure the OCC soak with E-juice before fire. Of course, input power. For new OCC, fill the E-juice into subtank. Wait 30 seconds for the cotton to saturate with juice before firing. To fill up the tank, get a hold of the airflow base and tip connector on it. To fill up the tank, get hold of the airflow base and tip connector. Do not hold the Pyrex glass. This will break the glass. Okay, now I see what I'm doing. Do not hold the glass because it'll break it. And loose it from the tip connector, causing leakage. You can see that as well. Honestly, I'll probably actually do that. That's probably why I have a leaking problem with mine now, which I don't have a humongous leaking problem, but I do. So, let's see how it vapes, and then we'll get some pros and cons with it. This is at 17 watts, 3.1 volts, 0.6 ohm coil. That's what it's reading at. 100% battery life. If you want to see it, come on, there you go. Chunks. This is at 17 watts, like I said. That's a cloud. At 17 watts. That Delta 2 would not have even done that at 17 watts. Just saying. That bad boy didn't even turn into a bad boy till up to the higher 20s, early 30s. And it was still just going there. I'm going to crank it up to 18. And I just want to go ahead and state that I believe that I do have a bad coil with this one. I've been getting somewhat of a dry hit sometimes. And I do not, honestly, don't take it as if I'm always getting this with this product, because I don't. Honestly, this is the first time, and it may just be the batch of coils that I bought. I may have got a bad batch because my wife is getting them with her mini as well, and I don't know what it is. I think it's probably the tank. I mean the coils that we got, because with the ones that came with it and some ones I had before that, I never had a problem. I always had a great consistent vape at 23 watts with this tank, and it just fired, even at 24 watts. When I got to 25, sometimes I'd get a dry hit. And this is at 18. And as you can tell, the tank is full enough. I filled it up yesterday, and I've only sucked that much out of it. And honestly, I haven't even vaped on it a whole lot today. As you can tell, it does. I mean, I've filmed it plumb up. I always do. And that's probably one of the reasons why I have a leakage problem, because I don't overfill it, but I like to get as much as I can. That's just me. This is at 19 watts. $20 watts. It's getting a little bit warmer. 21. 22. 23 watts. By the way, I have all three opened up with this one. No, I have two, as a matter of fact. I thought I had it all the way. I have two opened up with it. See, I can taste a little bit of that dry hit with that. And I don't, like I said, I believe it's the coils that I bought with it. Let's crank it up to 24. And you may be saying, well, maybe it's because you just have it on 2. But honestly, when you crank it up with all of the airflow, you get even more, which of course, because you're sucking all that air in there, you're not getting as much juice into it, in my opinion. So this is at 24 with all of it opened up, and I may get a dry hit off of this. Not as bad. 25. And I can taste it somewhat. It's starting to get there a little bit. Like I said, it's just this coil. Usually, I don't even get this high, even with the normal coil that doesn't taste like this in it. But 26 watts. And we'll go ahead and crank it up to 30. We'll skip the 27, 28, 29. We'll just crank it up to 30 watts. So that way I can get pros and cons in this video. Will not be too long. And that was a dry hit. Which I knew it would be, because 30 watts pushing it, that's, right there on it. I'm going to turn it back down to 19, whatever. Turn it off. As you can tell though, it keeps up with it. It doesn't change just because I've got a few back coils with it. Pros, it holds the 6 mils. I like that it holds a lot of juice in it. That's good for me. It has the horizontal coils in it, which I like that where it's sitting at in there. I mean, it sits at all the angles. It sucks where it has those 2 air holes. It sucks the juice in there. I like that as well. You can see the juice levels as opposed to the Delta. You can't see it because of the stainless steel. You can see inside that glass. It vapes good. It vapes great, as a matter of fact, on a good day. As far as what coils you have in there, if you have a bad coil, of course not. It's better in my opinion with a wide bore drip tip, which I have one on there. I actually bought this coil for it. It isn't the stock coil that comes with it. It has a great design in my opinion. I actually like the way that it looks. It looks great. It looks even better with that coil in there in my opinion. I like the little 3 stripes on the top, and even with the normal coil it comes with, it doesn't look bad. It has a rebuildable section included with it, unlike the Delta. The Delta you gotta buy separately. With this one, it comes with it. I actually bought it when it first came out, so I paid the full $60 for it when it came out. Nowadays, you can get it cheaper, which I have that down here. You can get it for $40 nowadays, as opposed to actually the mini comes to like $50 now. And it comes with it, in my opinion, and the rebuildable section is good. I have used it, and the coils last a while. They do. The good coils. Even those coils that even aren't that great, they last a while. I've had coils last me 2.5 weeks on average. For $5 per coil, you're looking at paying the $2.50 for the ones that only lasted a week for me with the Pro tanks and Jenny tanks, so they even out, in my opinion. It vapes consistently without a dry head, depending on the coils. If you get a bad batch, of course not. You get the normal batch that I was normally getting, yes, you do. You can sit there and vape it all day long, and you're gonna get consistent vapes, no dry heads. You get a longer battery life because you're not firing at high wattages with it. You're going from 15, 17 watts all the way up to 30. You're not going to crank it all the way up to 30. Some people do, and it works great for them. In my opinion, I don't have to have it that high to get a great big puff of cloud off of it in general. It has a longer battery life, like I said, with those lowers. Your battery lasts a while with it. I can have batteries last me 5 days max with that tank. Mainly once they get down, in my opinion, when I get a battery down to 60%, I change them out. Sometimes even before that. It never spits or gurgles juice. I've never had that with this tank at all, ever. I've never had that problem. I've had that problem with the Atlantis, and I've had it with the Delta before. I've never had that problem with this, and I don't even have it that bad with the Delta. I've just had it happen a couple of times. Comes with the extra parts, like I showed you. Now let's get into the cons. It sucks juice. I mean, it does. I will go through a tank in 2 days will make 3 mils per day on this thing because it sucks so much juice. It does not sit flush on every device because it's 24 millimeters wide. As you can tell right there, it is hanging off a tad bit on a Sigelei 150. On an IPV, it hangs off even more on the IPv3. It does not sit flush on every device. It is kind of bulky in size. It is, yeah, as you can tell, it's kind of bulky. It's kind of big. That can be a con for some people. Is a con for me? No. Air hose aren't as good as the Mini, in my opinion. With the Mini, when they updated it and it has that full open one on all the way, I think that was better. That was something they should have done with this one, but they didn't. It does leak sometimes. Like I said, when I read that manual, it's probably because when I changed it, normally I don't even change it by the glass though. And what they mean is because you unscrew it loose from the connector and that'll make it loose. But honestly, the only time I ever have leaking with it is when I fill it up. Like I said, I like to fill it up a lot though, so that could be my problem as well. And when you fill it up fresh, sometimes it takes a little bit to get a good vape. Like you blow out a little bit, and then it'll just eventually you'll get a great vape off of it. And the O-rings on the bottom by connector slides off and you will lose it sometimes. I've had that problem. What I mean by that is this bottom piece right here. You see the O-ring right there. Well, there's one with this one as well. That's supposed to be what keeps the juice in. I've lost one, and when I lost it, it leaked more. It happens. They do give you extra ones in here though. I didn't see it in there because there was another one too. It's up somewhere. I got it somewhere, and it doesn't fit on there anyway. But because I think it goes with the RDA section. I'm not entirely for sure, so don't quote me. But it does give you an extra one with it, and I have that one on there now. And that's what I have for the pros and cons for me that I've dealt with this device or with this clearomizer. Other than that, it's a great tank. From a rating from a 1 to a 10, I would rate it a 9. It's great, but it could be better. And that's with anything you're going to get. I'm never going to rate anything a 10 because I don't think there is anything that is a 10 out there so far. There's no such thing as perfect to me. But a 9 is really, really good in my opinion. I'd even give it a 9.25 if I had to, 9.25. Because it is good. There's nothing wrong with it. It vapes great. It runs great. And as you can tell, it ain't no secret. So, do I recommend buying this product? Yes. Is it worth the money? Yes. And you can even get it cheaper now. So, if you want a good tank, a lot of people think the Mini's better. In my way, it has some better qualities with it. If I had to compare them side by side, I would choose this one. That's just my opinion because, for one, it holds more juice than the 4.5 because I would go through that 4.5 pretty quick, just saying. 2, to me, I just like it better. I don't know, it's just me. But it does hold more juice, and I just like the way it is. I like the way it feels. It's comfortable for me. It may not be for everybody. But anyway, that's all I got with this review, guys. If you liked it, like the video, subscribe. You know what you gotta do. Whatever. I'm out of here.